So I'm 37 years old. I'm still single. But I'm a modern, independent woman. So I decide I'm going to freeze my eggs because I don't want this. I'm 2 weeks in the process of freezing my eggs. I go to my doctor, fertility office, worst lighting ever. She looks at my chart and says, Moran, you're responding very well to the medication. I'm like, what medication? I'm totally fine. Oh, you mean the hormones? I'm fine. Moran, freezing your eggs doesn't fully secure you'll have a child. Freezing embryos have a better chance. I suggest you get a sperm donor. What? I suggest you get a sperm donor. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Yes, I'm talking to you. You're 37 years old. You're still single. Your time window is closing down. Many women choose this show. Whoa, doctor. I'm not many women, okay? And I don't need a donation. I can get out of the office and get one, okay? Well, Moran, technically it's not a donation. You paid for it. Okay, doctor, listen to me. I don't know who you think you're talking to. Okay, but I'm a retired sex symbol. My face is all over town on a billboard. You probably saw my show, Tyrant. She has an anyway. I just came here to freeze my eggs as a safety plan. I'm not going to have a baby with sperm donor number 13489. All right, that was a little dramatic. Well, she just suggested a safety plan. So I'm dramatic. I come back and I said, okay, doctor, let's do it. Let's do this sperm donor thing. Why not? She said, well, it's not here. Where is it? It's at the Chimer Bank. Oh my God, you have a bank for it? Where's the bank? She's like, oh, it's a website. It's online. I mean, the doctor, I can't choose a sperm donor online. I can't barely book a ticket online. She said, Moran, don't worry. It's a friendly site. Okay, so I rush home. I log on, and it is a friendly site. Everybody's happy having children, but it's overwhelming. It's a lot. I mean, I didn't plan this is going to be happening to me. But anyway, thank God I see a 1-800 number, and I call. A lady picks up. It's Maria. Maria. Okay, Maria, listen. Okay, focus, Moran. I just need help because I don't know how to choose. I mean, there's all these categories, schmategories. I mean, it's kind of amazing. You can pick the height, the eye color. And I only tell her, listen, I just need someone calm because I'm a fire sign. So she does. She helps me. We go through the options. I pick one, put it in the shopping cart, bada beam, bada bam. I did it 5 minutes and I did it online. Amazing. I feel high. I'm empowered. Wow. I mean, talk about technology, right? But then I see myself in the mirror and I think, who have you become? What happened to you? What's wrong? You're going to have a baby like that? Wow. You have to understand, I grew up in a very traditional Jewish Moroccan home. In my family, women got married, stayed married, and had kids. My grandmother wed when she was 12. My mother married my father at 18. And the tradition was simple. You cook, clean, and serve the man. And I didn't just see it at home. I saw it on TV. Cinderella, Pocahontas, just waiting to be saved by a man. And thank God my generation also had Madonna. I loved my traditions. I honored them, but I didn't want to follow this one. I was a woman who wanted to lead. And you can't lead and follow at the same time. So I decided to leave. And by 19, I'm a star in Italy. It was crazy. In 3 months, I teach myself the language, the craft, the art. By 22, I'm co-hosting with Carlo Conti, the #1 talk show on Italian TV. Buonasera, signore e signori, benvenuti. Covers magazine. Corriere della Sera crowns me a beauty icon of her time. Max magazine headlines, men prefer the Moran. I'm a sex symbol, I'm a star, I'm a name, I'm a brand. Everybody back home is so impressed, except me. Because I have a different feeling inside. I just have this voice that tells me, you think that's good enough? What else you got? I mean, it's just TV. So what? No, you're right. I need a bigger challenge. So I choose acting. And at 26, I decide I'm going to go to Hollywood. And everybody tells me, you're crazy. You're going to leave Italy for Hollywood when no one knows you? Here, you're a star. But I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn. And it just wasn't enough. So again, I leave. And now I'm in America. I teach myself the accent, the craft. I take acting classes day and night. I get small parts, small roles going into leading big parts, Crash, Tyrant. I'm on buses. I'm on billboards. My face is on Times Square, 5 stories tall. I mean, a girl from Haifa living the American dream. This was amazing. I feel so blessed, so honored. Until that voice is back. That tells me, you think that's good enough? So what? You have a billboard in Times Square. So what? What else you got? You know, you're right. It's just a billboard. I mean, maybe if I'll help others, maybe then I'll feel good enough. So I chase philanthropy. And when the devastating earthquake happens in Haiti, I get on a plane and I get on the ground. My friends went to rebuild the school that collapsed. But as I walked in the hospital, I walked into a room that was filled with critically spinal injured patients. And I asked the doctor, what can we do? How can I help? But she looked at me straight in the eye and said, Moran, this patient needs to be evacuated or else they won't survive the night. Oh my God, I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, I didn't even know what the word evacuation meant, but I had to teach myself fast. And with chutzpah, I asked everyone for help. I started making lists. I started making calls. And 20 hours later, there was a helicopter that took off with critically injured patients and their relatives. That day, I led an evacuation mission that saved 29 lives. It was amazing. I mean, I felt the presence of God and just that voice again that tells me, you think that's good enough? There's more people to save. So I kept on going on missions, and I also helped my friends to rebuild their school. They even named a classroom in my honor. But that voice comes back again and said, you think that's good enough? Okay, now I know something is wrong. I mean, you can't help saving lives and feel so bad. You can't do that. I mean, something is wrong. This doesn't even make sense in my mind. I'm sick. I'm sick in my head. When will enough be enough? When will I ever be good enough? I'm exhausted. This is a disease. And it has a name. It's called shame. And I've been carrying it my whole life. But I learned the only way to overcome shame is to talk. So here are a few things that I never told my parents, my friends, or you until now. What I didn't tell you is that while I was growing in a loving home in Haifa, my generation didn't really talk. So when I was 6 years old and I was bullied in school, I didn't tell my parents. I was ashamed, so I kept quiet. What I didn't tell you is that while I was celebrated as a sex symbol in Italy, I was constantly sexually harassed. I blamed myself. I was so ashamed. I went on TV with a smile, but I kept quiet. What I didn't tell you is that sperm and my egg created an embryo. A girl, a miracle happened. But I was so ashamed that I was still single, unmarried, failing on the narrative I grew up on, that I kept that embryo in the freezer. For 3 years, I kept her quiet. Now that's cold. It took me 3 years. It took me 3 years to grieve the narrative I will never have, to heal, peeling one layer of shame at a time, and to learn how to talk to my inner child and to tell her, I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. And now that I'm 40, I set my soul down and ask myself, Moran, what do you really want? Do you want to become a mother? And when all I could hear was my heart, I said, yes, yes, God. So I go back to my family. It's Shabbat. I sit in front of my father and I tell him, Dad, what do you think of me becoming a mother on my own? But my father stayed silent. And I said, Dad, he knew this was an option. And he finally said, well, Moran, in the Bible, Sarah only had kids when she was 90. I was what? My younger pregnant sister and my mother were ready to attack, but I said, no, I'm not fighting. I'm not leaving the table. I'm staying at the table to talk. And I asked him, but Dad, what do you think? He said, well, I need to ask a rabbi. I said, but Dad, you always taught us that we don't need messages with God. What do you think? And he finally said, well, maybe God doesn't want you to become a mother. A dagger to my heart. I'm 6 years old again. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. But this time it was different. I taught myself how to talk. And I said to him, Dad, God made me fertile and gave me the success so I can afford having a child. And my heart is filled with love. And this is exactly what he wants. And I'm going to be a mother, a single mother. So help me, God. A year later, my daughter was born, the greatest day of my life. And I wasn't even angry with my father because that's how he was taught to love. In fact, I thanked him for the gift of resistance so I can have the opportunity to overcome. I overcame shame and became a mother. And I named her after my mother, Yael, just so I could have a babysitter for life, but also because I thanked her for what she overcame to give me this life, to raise me, to bring me through the ups and downs, from Italy to Hollywood, the teachings, the lessons, so I can have this journey, so I can stand in front of you humbly and proud and share with you that from my deepest shame came my greatest pride. Every day I look at my daughter, she reminds me that I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. And for you, I just offer this. Life is a series of talks. The one you'll have with a stranger, the one you'll have with your family, the one you'll have with your God. But the most important talk is the one you'll have with yourself. What do you need to overcome to lead the life you really want? Thank you. Thank you, Zag.